Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Yeah, go ahead. What's your question? Why wouldn't you like, comment, subscribe? Yeah, you know what? That is a good question. Yo, what up? So, Maino Uncle Murda, you know what I'm saying? Dropped the mixtape, the yellow tape, King Kong, Godzilla. Shout out to bro that actually let me know that they been talking about this for a minute. I had no clue. You feel me? I'm glad he put me on to that. And I did this joint earlier, but because of editing reasons, I'm not doing it the same format. You know what I mean? I'm just switching it up. And shout out to Nicole because she actually wanted me to do this review and do another one. But let's get into it, man. They did their thing on this. I'm not even gonna front on it. Ain't really nothing to front about. You see from the mixtape cover, you already know what the content is about. You know what I mean? It's some positivity on here, if you want to call it that. But you know, it opens up with the King Kong Godzilla intro clip. Then it goes into Favor for a Favor. Definitely a hard record right there. You know what I mean? A lot of gun talk, a lot of violence in that record. You know what I mean? Some slick, witty lines. I definitely fuck with that. It goes into King Kong Godzilla. Maino did his thing on the hook. You know, Murda ad-libs in his verse just was crazy on this joint. Like, he was my favorite on this song. You know what I mean? More, you know, it is what it is. More violence, more gun talk. You know what I mean? And it was a dope song. Going into track 4, Run That Shit. It got the Menace to Society clip. You know what I mean? When Kane cousin got killed at the light. And basically, it's just about robbing. You know what I'm saying? Just running up on niggas, taking their shit or taking niggas shit however you got to get it. You feel me? And I'm like, wow, these niggas on some crazy shit. You feel me? It's just like being somewhere at a minute and yank. You know what I mean? Give me that chain and shit like that. But on some little Uzi verse shit. No, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, man, Run That Shit was crazy. Going into Shot Everybody, it got the Paid in Full clip, you know, with Cameron saying, you know, niggas get shot every day, B. You tough, right? Oh, I got 5 on the beat. Them niggas is crazy. Plus, on track 4, to reinvert on that again, the back and forth between them was cool. You know, I thought that shit was pretty slick. But going back to track 5, you know what I mean? I got 5 on the beat. I was like, wow, these niggas is wilding on this joint. You know, they verses was crazy. Murda had another sick verse. You know what I mean? Violence, street talk, you know what I mean? But they did that shit over. I got 5 on the beat. If you from the Bay Area, from Oakland, you already know. Imagine that beat, the shit they talking on it. Crazy. It fucked me all the way up. Then going into World Star skit, I didn't like that shit. But it's basically World Star, World Star. Everybody be safe out there. Don't get World Star, because I be on my P's and Q's. Nigga ain't about to have me on that bullshit ass site. Going into the song, though, track 7, World Star, it was dope. You know what I mean? It was a decent hook. You know, both their verses was solid, violent lyrics. You know what I mean? They both had a cool flow. You know, it's a solid record. Going into track 8, Not Friendly, the beat was kind of eerie in a way. You know what I mean? The hook was decent. It still turn up basically. You know what I mean? Just, I'm not a friendly person, you know what I mean? So don't get too close, you know what I mean? I still would turn up, but I don't want to, you feel me? No matter what you see, don't take it, you know what I mean? Don't judge a book by its cover, basically. That's what I got from that record. Get into track 9 and 10, Fuck Your Bitch skit. That shit was some sucker ass lame shit. A nigga calling, I guess, Maino or Murda phone, talking about my bitch. She said she love you. I just want to know. Fuck all that. I ain't calling no nigga phone over a bitch. I don't even like the song. Fuck Your Bitch. The sample was the best part. You know what I mean? Basically about fucking a nigga bitch. And that's pretty much it. Going into track 11, Money Every Day. Basically about getting money by any means. Murda had another sick verse on there. Definitely enjoyed the production on there. And the hook was cool. Solid record. Going into track 12, you feel me, Pussy, is just basically a crazy record. It got the house party skit in that joint, you know what I mean? I smell pussy, you know what I mean? And shout out to Murda, because he showed disrespect to K. Michelle, Joe Button on that motherfucking song. That shit was crazy. I literally started rolling because it's a rumor this bitch pussy stink or whatever. But it's just basically about suck ass niggas and bitches being sluts, giving up their pussy and all this wild shit they be doing out here. You know how these hoes be. But going into track 13, Thugs Cry, it's basically a song about things that street niggas go through. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that they cry tear wise, but you know what I mean? They do hurt. They do go through shit. The beat was cool. I thought the hook was weak though. Still a solid record. Going to Shooters on Deck. Y'all may be mad at this, but I don't like the song. I get the point of it, but these two niggas on a song like this, the title of it alone, production should have been crazy. it just maybe it was a production, but I couldn't really get into it. Going into track 15, niggas you love. This is a Maino solo joint. He definitely showed his ass on this. Pause. You know what I mean? He just basically broke it down from speaking on ex friends and how niggas just turn their back on you for whatever reasons. You know what I mean? Definitely enjoyed the lyrics. When Maino get on records like this and he really do his thing, he just really show niggas what it is. You know what I mean? So I definitely fuck with that. Um, Track 16 is an Uncle Murda wrap up. I do believe it's this year or it could be last year. I really forget. Some of the shit he was talking about, I think was last year. You know what I mean? Or earlier this year. Who knows? But anyway, he definitely did his thing. He dissed everybody. I fuck with that record. It's dope as hell, man. Solid record. And the last track, Harder Than Them remix featuring Uncle Murda, Davies, Manolo Rose. Murder verse stood out to me the most. Definitely a good record. I enjoyed the original. To me, Manolo Rose verse, no disrespect, was forgettable. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? I literally had to go look this shit up. Like, who the fuck is this on the verse? Like, I'm like, hell no, that nigga got a forgettable verse, in my personal opinion, you dig? But yeah, man, this shit was cool, man. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I like 13 out of 17 records. Production 8.5 out of 10 as well. I definitely could have did without a couple records, man. I think they should have kept it short and sweet. 12 bangers would have been straight. I would have took the World Star song and skit off and the Fuck Your Bitch skit and song off. Other than that, this would have been a straight banging ass mixtape, you know what I mean, for the streets, just on some street shit. But I guess these days with music, you kind of got to throw in certain little records to, appease everybody, I guess. But I fuck with this shit, you know what I mean? The interview that they did on the Breakfast Club to me was classic, though. You know what I mean? I feel like Maino was kind of being a little too political. You know what I mean? Because he got his hands in other businesses, I guess in the corporate world. But Uncle Murda didn't give less than a fuck, and he kept it 100. So definitely if they do press run for this, it should be separate. They should go separate, like bring Murda back and have him speak, his piece on the mixtape and have Maino go, wherever and speak his piece on it. You know what I mean? Because the whole King Kong Godzilla, I'm going to say that, in my opinion, Maino's King Kong, no, Murda's King Kong and Maino is Godzilla, because Godzilla will only he fucking shit up while he's saving motherfuckers and shit, you dig? And King Kong kind of, you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? But I still feel like the title itself was pretty dope. But I mean, if you've seen the old school movie King Kong Godzilla, who won the battle? I guess some would say King Kong, some would say Godzilla, some would say Godzilla, some would say King Kong. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, they could have just called this joint the Yellow Tape and kept it at that. I don't think they need the quotation King Kong Godzilla, you know what I mean? Because if it's just supposed to fuck the streets up. It's supposed to stop everything that's moving out there. Motherfuckers supposed to push their mixtape back, because if you going with that metaphor as King Kong Godzilla, y'all destructive, like y'all basically destroying everything in your fucking path. Like, ain't nothing can stop the force that y'all, bring in far as this music shit, this mixtape, the whole joint, you know what I mean? And they did a couple things to where they did a live stream on Periscope. I thought that was pretty different, even though a lot of motherfuckers, I guess Periscope popping, I kind of tried it and I ain't really fuck with it, but I mean, that was pretty different. I think I seen one interview, like I said, at the Breakfast Club. I ain't really seen too much, press. I don't know every fucking YouTube site or, blog channel, whatever, to watch their interviews, but if it's anything like the Breakfast Club interview, I really don't want to fucking watch it, because it's like, if men are gonna be political instead of, like, I get changing and being, a new person, but it's just like, I know he got them stories, but he didn't really want to dive into certain things, and I respect that. But Uncle Murda really didn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? And shout out to Tax Stone, because that Murda and Tax Stone podcast shit was lit. That shit was crazy, my nigga. So I definitely want to see, what Uncle Murda got to say about this project, you know what I mean? And anything he got, coming up next, because I still want an Uncle Murda album for some reason, you know what I mean? Ever since Joe Budden said, well, they put an Uncle Murda CD in a Walmart or a Target, like, nigga, I'm telling you, bro, like, I've been listening to this nigga for a cool minute, nigga. It go back to when him and Papoose was vlogging about, nigga, who got shot in the head, who didn't, you know what I mean? Do it look like I got shot in the head, nigga? Y'all niggas 15 deep out there, nigga. I'm by myself. by myself. You pussy ass niggas still couldn't do nothing to a nigga, huh? Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like, he was on shit like that. And that shit was crazy. And then, like, Papoose just dropped the song and it was over with. I was like, wow, nigga. Like, just, that nigga said, what did Papoose say? I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm just trying to run the video out. He was like, he didn't give you a haircut. He gave you a shape up. Like, I was like, God damn. Like, did you, well, how you said something, did you shoot somebody or did you shoot yourself? You ain't Vanilla Ice, nigga. You whatchamacallit, Thugaholic, touching it. You know the verse. That nigga was crazy. Like, he was just going in on that nigga. You smoke bullets, you smoke crack, little dirty ass nigga. Like, he was just roasting that nigga. I was like, God damn. Like, he the one made me like look up Uncle Murda. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, you know what I mean? But I never really got into Uncle Murda music. I just know some of his songs very disrespectful. But anyway, man, Maino, Uncle Murda, Yellow Tape. Y'all niggas let me know what y'all thought about this. And shout out to Nicole once again. I'm out. 1.